Hello everybody and welcome back. It's your favorite YouTuber. Anyway, in today's video we're going to talk about what intermittent fasting is, intermittent 101 sort of thing, like how I use it. I practice it, I do it, and it's worked out pretty well for me so far. So let's talk about it. All right, what is intermittent fasting? So I practice this a lot. I did a lot of research on it. I am not very good with words and articulating stuff, so I might be reading off of my computer a little bit about some of the stuff I'm not completely sure about. But off the top of my head, what intermittent fasting is basically you kind of shorten the time that you can eat, but you get to eat more. So for me, because I work from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I don't like to have breakfast at 8 a.m. I don't like to have breakfast at 9 a.m. in the early times. So I practice intermittent fasting. I won't eat anything after maybe 6 or 7 o'clock, and then I'm fasting from 7 p.m. all the way up to 12 p.m. the following day. But the best part about intermittent fasting is you don't realize you're doing it because most of the time you're asleep. You're asleep for most of your fasting. So that's the best way to do it, right? You don't, when it's happening and you don't even know about it, man, except for sex. But in my mind, it's always worked out for me because when I go to the gym on an empty stomach, on a fasted, as what I call fasted workout or fasted cardio, I feel like I'm burning more fat than I am anything else in my body. And studies have shown that people who do fast or do cardio on a fasted stomach, they tend to burn fat more because there's nothing else in their body to burn. You can't burn off carbs, you don't have carbs for energy. So your body needs the fat for energy, and that's kind of what you're gonna take from it. So let me read from this article about what is intermittent fasting, and I'll just jump off on points on that and what it means to me and how I feel like it's affected me. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern. I thought I was gonna say eating disorder, but I'm glad I didn't say that. It's an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It doesn't specify which foods you should eat, but when you should eat. So you can pretty much have some of your favorite foods, which is why in my last video I said dieting wasn't really a thing. You can have some of your favorite foods and you can actually have a little bit more of it, right? Common intermittent fasting methods involve daily 16-hour fasts or fasting for 24 hours twice per week. Now me personally, I'm not doing 24 hours. I mean, I've done it before and man, did it suck. But I do like 16 to 12-hour fast because if I'm going to sleep or if I stop eating at 7 o'clock, I'm not gonna do the math, you guys do the math. That's like 17 hours. That's pretty close. If I don't eat anything after 7 o'clock and then I won't eat again until 12 the next day, that's 17 hours. That's a great time to fast. Fasting has been practiced throughout human evolution. This I didn't know about. I didn't know like cavemen were doing this. Ancient hunter-gatherers didn't have supermarkets, refrigerators, or food available year-round. Sometimes they couldn't find anything to eat. That makes 100% sense. I didn't think about that. As a result, humans have evolved to be able to function without food for extended periods of time. Makes so much sense. In fact, fasting from time to time is more natural than eating 3 to 4 meals per day. Yeah. I mean, I'm still getting 3 to 4. Well, I'm still getting at least 3 meals per day, maybe 4 if I'm having a snack in between with intermittent fasting. But I'm still keeping, under my calorie count. I'm still not going crazy overboard. I'm still enjoying the foods that I like. Chipotle. You're not sponsoring me for this video, but I love having your white rice and chicken. So, yeah. Fasting is often done for religious and spiritual reasons, including Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism. That's very true. I know a couple friends who practice Islam who do their fasting. I forget what it's called. Ramadan. Who do that. Let's see what else we got here. Intermittent fasting methods. There are several different ways of doing intermittent fasting, all of which involve splitting the day or week into eating or fasting periods. For me, it's mostly gonna be a day. It's usually daily for me because it's so easy. for me, I don't want to throw this out there that it's just an easy thing to do, but for me, it's so easy to go to sleep at maybe 10 o'clock. I mean, I like to stay up, but if I worked an early job or whatever the case may be, which I have in the past, go to sleep at 9 o'clock, stop eating at 7, wake up, skip breakfast, and not eat until later. But you're fasting while you're sleeping. So I mean, unless you're the type of person who just doesn't sleep ever and you have some sort of artificial thing keeping you running, this is an excellent method because you gotta sleep. You gotta sleep eventually. So here are some popular methods. The 16x8 method, also called the lean gains protocol. Sounds like an Avengers thing. The lean gains protocol involves skipping breakfast and restricting your daily eating period to 8 hours, such as 1 to 9 p.m. Then you fast for 16 hours in between. Also viable. I mean, I think I do 12 to 7, 1 to 9, pretty much the same thing. We're talking about the same thing here. Eat, stop, eat. That involves fasting for 24 hours once or twice a week. No. For example, by not eating from dinner one day until dinner the next day. That one seems a bit much. Then it's the 5.2 diet. With this method, you consume only 500 to 600 calories as long as you don't. Oh, I read that wrong. With this method, you consume only 500 to 600 calories on 2 non-consecutive days of the week, but eat normally the other 5 days. That's tough. Whew. Man, that is really tough. I can't. 500 calories 1 or 2 days a week. That sounds like starving yourself. Not the way I would go about it, but hey, if you're busy, if you're a busy person and you're constantly working and you don't have time to eat, you have this is an option for you, right? The 5 to 2 diet. So 2 days a week, you're doing 500 to 600 calories, and the other 5 days, you're eating a normal breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now they say normally, when they say normally, I'm pretty sure they don't recommend like pizza, cheese fries, pizza. Like I don't think that, I mean, if you're eating that normally, okay. But other than that, I think, me personally, the 16x8 method, I think that's what works best. That's my favorite thing to do just because it's the easiest one. I mean, you get that window every single day, and you get to eat within 8 hours. You still get 8 hours to eat, just, don't eat after a certain time, but you still get the time. You still get the time to eat. Now, by reducing your caloric intake, all of these methods should cause weight loss as long as you don't compensate by eating much more during the eating phase. I just said that. Many people find the 16-8 method to be the simplest. I also just said that. Most sustainable and easiest to stick to. It's also the most popular. Duh. So yeah, that's a great one. I think that's my favorite one to do. As I said, it's the easiest one to stick to, right? You sleep and you wake up and you can, me personally, I don't feel like I need to have breakfast to get my day started. Maybe a cup of water or something like that. I don't drink coffee, but and then from 12 o'clock, if you wake up, depending on what time people's waking up, I guess the average time that people wake up in the morning, I would say is around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning. But in that time, you could, if you're getting ready for work, because you have to be at work at 8, if you have to be at work at 9, then you're spending a lot of that time getting ready, so sometimes you skip breakfast. I mean, I think if you wanted to skip breakfast, just skip breakfast and do the intermittent fasting. Do it, eat from 12 to 8 or eat from 11 to 7 and just see what that works out. If you feel like you cannot wait till 1 p.m. to eat, then do it, start your fasting earlier. Start it at around 10 o'clock, but then you have to remember you have to stop eating at 6 o'clock. So there you go. Now there's also a title here that says how it affects your cells and your hormones. So when you fast, several things happen to your body on a cellular and molecular level. For example, your body adjusts hormone levels to make stored body fat more accessible. Interesting. Let me digest that a little bit. I digested it. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but my assumption is, based on what I've known in the past, is like it makes it easier for your body to access those fat stores for energy. Which, if you earlier I said when I go to the gym on a fasted, I need those fat stores for energy to work out. So my body's not looking for carbs. My body's not looking for any stored energy that I had from the night before, because that food at that time is probably well digested and out of my system. So what my body's looking at is the fat stores that exist so that it can take it and use that for energy, and then now I'm losing fat because I'm burning it and burning it and burning it. You also initiate important repair process and change the expression gene. I don't know what that means. Expression of genes. Oh, Wrangler. Here are some changes that occur in your body when you fast. HGH, the human growth hormone. The levels of growth hormone skyrocket, increasing as to 5-fold. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. This has benefits for fat loss and muscle gain, to name a few. That's pretty cool. Insulin sensitivity. This improves the levels of insulin drop dramatically. Lower insulin levels make stored body fat more accessible. Going back to what I'm saying, like your body's gonna start using that fat more to allow you to do your daily things, to get up out of the chair, to go walk to the bathroom, to go pee. Like, you need the energy to do stuff. Cellular repair. When fasted, your cells initiate cellular repair process. This includes autophagy, whatever, where cells digest and remove old dysfunctional proteins that build up inside cells. That's cool. That one I didn't know about. Gene expression. Express genes. There are some changes in the function of genes related to longevity and protection against disease. Why was that so hard to say? Man, I'm embarrassed, you guys. That was hard. That was really hard to say. Anyway, these changes in hormone levels, cell function, and gene expression are responsible for the health benefits of intermittent fasting. So there are a lot more health benefits that even I didn't know about intermittent fasting. I knew that it was a great way to burn fat, because if you're doing this in the morning, if you're working out in the morning and you haven't eaten anything, your body needs some fuel. So I use my fat for fuel. But this is pretty cool. Insulin sensitivity, cellular repair, those are big things that I didn't know about. Now it says that it's a very powerful weight loss tool, and that weight loss is the most common reason that people start intermittent fasting. One of the reasons why I started it, and one of the reasons why I did the research on it. Now it says, by making you eat fewer meals, intermittent fasting can lead to automatic reduction in caloric intake. Makes sense, right? You have to compact your meals, so you're probably going to be eating less, as opposed if you were eating from 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. A lot of people, do lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then they have snacks in between, whatever the case may be. In addition to lowering insulin and creating growth hormone levels, it increases the release of fat-burning hormone norepinephrine. I think I said that right on the first try. I think I said that right. Because of these changes in hormones, short-term fasting may increase your metabolic rate by 3.6 to 14%. That's huge. That is huge. Just increasing your metabolic rate by 3% is a big deal. Mind you, 14%. If you can reach the maximum of metabolic rate that your body is basically breaking down foods and allowing your body to break that food down faster, that's fantastic. Now, by helping you eat fewer and burn more calories, intermittent fasting causes weight loss by changing both sides of the calorie equation. Studies show that intermittent fasting can be a very powerful weight loss tool. Yes, it can. And okay, now a 2014 review study found that this eating pattern can cause 3 to 8% weight loss over 3 to 24 weeks, which is a significant amount compared to most weight loss studies. 3 to 8% weight loss over 3 to 24 weeks. That sounds like the normal time that it takes people to lose weight, but according to the study, it is a lot faster. According to the same study, people also lost 4 to 7% of their waist circumference, indicating a significant loss of harmful belly fat that builds up around your organs and causes diseases. Do you need any more reason to stick with this? You're losing belly fat, which is something that can cause illness and build up, or body fat that builds up around your organs. That's dangerous. That's terrifying to think of. There's so many more benefits to it. There's weight loss, the insulin resistance, it helps with inflammation, heart health, it also helps cancer. Apparently, this says animal studies suggest that intermittent fasting may prevent cancer. Animal studies, but if it's possible, why the F not? Brain health. Intermittent fasting increases the brain hormone BDNF and may aid the growth of new nerve cells. It may also protect against Alzheimer's disease. Anti-aging, hey, anti-aging. Intermittent fasting can extend lifespan in rats. I'm not a rat. I ain't no rat. I ain't never been a rat. You ain't never gonna see me being a rat. Studies show that fasted rats live 36 to 83% longer. 36 to 83% longer. I mean, listen, I wanna see my kids become old people. That'd be dope. Then they'll know, like, man, being old sucks. Keep in mind that research is still in its early stages. Many of the studies were small, short-term, or conducted in animals. Many questions have yet to be answered in higher quality human studies. True, I mean, yeah, that's a good little disclaimer there, but hey, it's still promising. Make your healthy lifestyle simpler. Eating healthy is simple, but it can be incredibly hard to maintain. That's 100% true. So you can eat healthy. It's, you know, like a lot of people know what to eat, right? You know what not to eat. Like maybe don't have 14 burgers in a week or some shit like that. But it's still really difficult. It's really difficult to maintain eating salads and eating grilled chicken and eating grilled vegetables and all that other stuff. It's really hard to constantly maintain that. Intermittent fasting can definitely make things easier, as you don't need to plan, you don't need to cook or clean up as many meals as before. Especially if you're doing that, I think the 5-2 method, which means 2 days of 500 to 600 calories and the other 5 days, you know, regular nutritional day. That's big. That's a huge thing. So I mean, that could also work for anyone who likes to cook but just doesn't feel like they have enough time, or constantly have to spend money on groceries because you have to buy the same amount of food for every single day. Who should be careful or avoid it? Now this is a big one. Now intermittent fasting is certainly not for everyone. If you're underweight or have a history of eating disorders, you should not fast without consulting a health professional first. I mean, the goal of intermittent fasting to me is to lose weight. And if you're underweight, don't even try this. Don't even turn the video off. Don't even think about trying this. Yeah, man. I mean, this is an excellent article. I definitely recommend it. It has FAQs. Like, can you drink liquids during a fast? Absolutely, you can. There's nothing wrong with that, especially non-caloric beverages, water, tea, coffee. Do not add sugar to your coffee. Small amounts are okay. Is it unhealthy to skip breakfast? No. The problem is that, this is basically what intermittent fasting is. Just go ahead and skip your breakfast. The problem is that most stereotypical breakfast skippers have unhealthy lifestyles. Boom. I'm not trying to be like, I know more than this article. I'm just saying. They have unhealthy lifestyles. If you make sure to eat healthy food for the rest of the day, then practice is perfectly healthy. Try it out. Can I take supplements while fasting? Yes, however, keep in mind that some supplements like fat-soluble vitamins may work better when taken with meals. Yeah, I definitely do not recommend taking any multivitamin on an empty stomach. If you're going to take a multivitamin, if you're going to take any supplement, take it with food, take it with your first meal. Taking supplements on an empty stomach will tend to leave me nauseated and have the worst farts. Oh man, and anyone in my job will probably tell you, those farts are bad. Yeah, no, I'm sorry to them. Can I work out while fasted? Yes! Absolutely. This question and this topic is kind of where I live my life by. Fasted workouts are fine. Some people recommend taking branched chain amino acids before fasted workout, and you can find any BCAA product on Amazon. Branched chain amino acids, what do they do? Where there is a much more definitive definition, much more a legitimate definition, but for me, what branched chain aminos basically do is it means it allows your body to work out and bust its ass and not use your muscles for energy, so that when you do work out, and this is big for bodybuilders, this is big for people who like to compete, but it's still good for anyone who feels like, intermittent fasting, I don't have the energy, my body's taking away from the muscles that I use for energy, so I can't work out as hard. You're using the amino acids to stop that from happening, so that your body is going to target the fat instead. So that is an excellent, that is the main reason for me that I've always practiced intermittent fasting. I love it a lot. Will fasting cause muscle loss? All weight loss methods can cause muscle loss. That's a fair thing, which is why it's important to lift weights and keep your protein intake high. protein helps for muscle destruction. One study shows that intermittent fasting causes less muscle loss than regular caloric restrictions. Like the article says, man, anything you do, if you're trying to lose weight, you will potentially, and it's very possible to lose muscle definition. So yeah, I mean that's there's so many more. I'm gonna put the link of the article in the description so you can read along if you wanted to know more. But I personally have done this for quite some time, and I absolutely love intermittent fasting. I think it's the greatest thing. I think it definitely helps. I mean, the studies behind it are fantastic and amazing. I've had success with it. Other people have had success with it. And I mean, if anyone has tried it who's watching this video and you've had success with it, or if you failed with it, let me know. Like, tell me what happened. Tell me why you think it didn't work for you, or tell me about your schedule. Tell me what you think would benefit you from this, or why it wouldn't benefit you, and maybe we could talk about other alternatives. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's the video. This is fantastic, and as always, if you wouldn't mind, just subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. I answer most of the comments anyway. But thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys have a great day.